It's freezing outside. Suddenly the lights flicker and go out. No power, no heat, no light, just cold, dark silence. But if you're prepared, you can ride out a winter power outage safely, warmly, and calmly. Here's exactly what you do when your power goes out, and how to make sure your home doesn't become a freezer. Welcome to Asymmetrical Preparedness. I'm Michael. On this channel, I teach regular people how to get prepared the smart, simple, and stress-free way. No fear, no hype, just common sense. Winter power outages are typically easier to prepare for than summer ones because you can always just layer up. Today I'm going to walk you through how to prepare for and handle a winter power outage step by step. The first 5 minutes. The very first thing I have everyone do when the power goes out is check their cell phones. Why would I do that? Well, because I want to make sure it's just a power outage, not a larger event like an EMP. If your cell phones are still in operation, odds are it's just a power outage. After I know it's just a power outage, I just sit down, I take some really deep breaths in, slow breaths out, and make sure that I'm in a good starting position, being calm. Then I start to assess the situation. I look at everything, food, water, I run down a quick list in my brain of where we're at, the vehicles, how much fuel do they have, are the dishes done, is the laundry done? There's a lot of things like that can be affected when the power goes out. Then I make sure everyone in my family is safe and warm. If it's at nighttime, I'll go around, I'll pull out some extra fleece or wool blankets and make sure each of them has an extra blanket on them to keep them warm. Then what I do is I verify that it's not just my house. I walk across, I see if the neighbor's lights are on, listen for noises, stuff like that. I verify that it's a power outage. Then the next thing I do is call the power company because they need to know that's just standard kind of thing. Every minute of calm, rational thinking now saves hours of stress later on. So make sure, even if it's a stressful environment, that you try to remain as calm and as collected as possible. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video where I reveal one of my prepping trade secrets. If it's winter, heat is definitely one of the first things I attend to. In a power outage situation, don't try to heat your whole home unless you have a wood stove or fireplace that is capable of doing that. We do. We have a wood stove and a lot of wood. The best thing to do to keep your family warm is to close off all rooms except for one room, typically your living room. Seal heat in one room as best you can. Cover windows with insulating panels and/or blankets and pillows. This is one reason why I always suggest picking up extra wool or fleece blankets at thrift stores. Find them all the time at Goodwill for like $9. So we have a lot of extras for when we're out overlanding, or if we lose power here, staying warm. Now you can go one of two ways here. You can actively heat the space, or you can keep yourselves warm passively. Active heating is using an indoor safe alternative heating method, like a buddy heater, a propane heater or such. Or having a generator or a power station, such as the ones made by Opus, link and coupon code in the description below. They make some great stuff. If you have one of those two options, you can get an electric space heater, plug it into that to provide power. Another kind of off the wall way of doing it, I love diesel heaters. They're a game changer when it comes to overlanding. We can overland in our rooftop tent and my son in his ground tent all year round with our diesel heater, running the ducting up to the rooftop tent and then split off down to his tent. You can do the same thing at home. You can open a window, block off the section that's not needed, run that duct into the room, running your diesel heater outside. That's something you don't want inside, but you can do it that way also. If you choose this route and you want to go the power station route or the generator, make sure that the power station or generator is rated for the power capacity of whichever space heater you are choosing. They need to work together. They need to be able to support each other. The other way you can go about keeping you and your family warm is easier and less expensive in my mind. It is passive warming, using your body heat to keep you warm via the clothing that you're wearing. This is as easy as using all those blankets that you picked up at thrift stores, the wool blankets, fleece blankets, things like beanies, gloves, etc. But if you have to move around and or go outside, neither of those, either active or passive heating methods, will work. This is where we get into clothing and clothing options. You could put on a bunch of layers and a big heavy coat and walk around like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, or you can layer less and expect more with Fortress all-weather gear. This coat I'm wearing is their Tundra coat, and man does it keep me warm. I've had it for a couple years now, and this coat is amazing. It's rated from -20 degrees up to 60 degrees. The way their insulation works, it's awesome. I also have their base layer top and their base layer bottom. If I combine that with a pair of maybe Gore-Tex pants and underneath this coat, dude, I mean, I don't care how cold it gets, especially where I live, I'm gonna be good to go. Click the link in the description below to check out some great products that I firmly believe in. I'm not gonna throw out BS to you guys. Next up, lighting, because we have to be able to see what we're doing. Keep a flashlight or headlamp in every room with a spare set of batteries for it. Have some battery-powered kerosene or oil lamps in your main spaces, as well as spare batteries and fuel for them. Also, don't forget candles. Candles are really good also. We love burning candles in our house because they smell good. And make sure you keep a good supply of batteries for all your needs, for all these items, for an extended period of time, just in case. When it's cold and dark, light equals comfort. Next up, cooking and food safety. You don't need fancy gear to eat well. The best thing to do, like I talked in my canned goods video, is to stock a lot of stuff that doesn't require cooking at all. These are called rations, like MREs, those food ration bars, canned goods, meals in the packages that you can eat right out of there. This way you could heat them up and have a nice warm meal for morale, but you don't have to if you don't need to. Grid down cooking isn't difficult. All you need is a propane stove, like a Coleman camp stove. And a lot of people say, don't use those indoors. How is that any different than my propane cooktop on my primary stove? If power goes out, all I have to do is turn the knob on to let the gas in, light it with a lighter, and bam, I have my cooktop. The fire is consuming all the propane. Same for a Coleman stove. So I don't buy that just use it outdoors thing. Make sure you have a manual can opener or a knife and use the method I showed you right here in my best canned goods to stockpile now video so that you can open your cans. Avoid opening your fridge and or freezer as much as you possibly can to keep the cold in. Speaking of your fridge and freezer, use stuff out of your fridge first, then your freezer, then go to the other stuff. Because that's the stuff that's going to go bad first. Your refrigerator stuff, then your freezer, etc. So plan ahead, plan meals ahead for if this does happen. It's part of your preparedness system. Remember though, warm meals equal high morale. Moving on to water. Store at least 2 gallons per person per day. Trust me, you'll thank me that you did. Because 1 gallon per person per day is not enough. What about doing the dishes? What about washing your clothes? What about watering your animals or your plants or your garden or anything else? Much less bathing yourself. Fill tubs, buckets, anything you can with water prior to losing that service and or the pipes freezing. And have buckets on hand to take that water from the tub or whatever source, put it in the reservoir of your toilet so that you can flush it and keep your sanitation up. Proper hygiene really becomes an issue when the grid goes down. So stock up on wipes and hand sanitizer, because you can just give yourself a wipe bath. That's what we do a lot of times. We're out on the trail overlanding because I don't have a shower system in my Land Cruiser. Trust me, I want one, and that's future plans, but right now we just use wipes, wet wipes, baby wipes, whatever you want to call them. We buy them by the big, huge box at Costco. Wash dishes in tubs or buckets, separate containers. Don't let cleanliness and hygiene suffer just because the power's out. Next, I'm going to talk about a very important area of preparedness, especially if you have kids: entertainment and morale. We will all have to do our best to keep the kids happy. It might not be easy, but we can do it with some simple preparations. Have board games, card games, books, and arts and crafts on hand. Board games and arts and crafts are some of my family favorites. My little one loves doing arts and crafts, so that'll keep her entertained for hours. Try to keep up your normal routines as much as possible. That makes it a lot easier on the children. Make it fun. Treat it like a snow day. Take advantage of the situation and unplug from electronics. That's a good one. Now it's time for my little secret. There is a way to have internet when the power goes down. It involves 2 items. Number 1, a generator or power station. Number 2, Starlink internet service. You plug your Starlink into your generator or your power station and voila, you have internet. So, if and or when this happens to you, I want you to perform an after-action report on how well you did. What you did good, what you didn't do so good. And make sure to replenish all the consumable items that you used during the power outage, whether it be propane, kerosene, oil, batteries, whatever it may be. Replenish what you used. If this video helped you feel more prepared or more at ease for a power loss, then please consider subscribing, hitting that like button, scrolling over, hyping the video, sharing the videos with your friends, etc. to help me empower and reach more people into common sense, real world preparing for normal people. Thank you for watching and for being here. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.